Gonna build a mountain from a little hill.
Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is DeLady Designer, and we're back with the last habitat speed build of Meilin Zoo, and this is going to be the Gharial Habitat, as we mentioned in the previous episode. Please do make sure to subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, and leave a like at the video if you guys enjoy. And this Gharial Habitat, actually at the beginning, I didn't really work because I was building this and I wanted to do the fencing, and then I was like, yeah, okay, but where do I put my staff gate? So I had to go a little bit different because I just really wanted some kind of walkway of like wood, a little bit of a harbor feeling, like a little bit of a harbor feeling, but it doesn't really work because you have to have a gate or anything like that. Like, I was looking at some pictures and I noticed that some zoos have this higher platform, and actually the staff members feed them over the barriers with like meat on a stick or anything like that. I'm not really sure if that's specifically Gharials, but like other I'm afraid to say crocodiles, but similar species like alligators and crocodiles and all those different kind of animals. No, but so yeah, I had to work a little bit with that. And for those who are new to the channel, if you're wondering why I'm not editing this water section, that's just because I am not able to remove it. I am able to remove it, but I am not able to replace it. So I have to work with this water section how it is. So that's why I also had to add a lot of rocks and stuff, because I felt even though the Gharial is able to walk from the water to the sandy island in the middle, like it's not too steep, but for me it feels too steep. So I really felt that I had to do something with the rocks instead because it just didn't feel right. And for the barriers on the sides of the walkway, I really wanted to have something like we're doing right now. Basically, I just noticed those new pieces, as I mentioned in the last episode, of the new world theme, and then I realized that they were way too big, like way too high, so that people would not really be able to look over it, so I had to lower it and stuff. But I really like the result of that. That is something I definitely would like to use more in our future zoos, because I think that really works. It's steel, so it feels more heavy and more having more strength. And we also have a bridge underneath the walkway where the Gharials can still swim underneath. So it's really awesome when the people are standing on the bridge and they see the Gharials swimming underneath them to the other side of the water section. And obviously we have some fencing that would basically mean that if someone would fall down, they would not fall in the water section right away. So it's more of a safety thing, a more realism thing, even though I don't do it too often. But I just saw this in a picture of, I think it was a Gharial habitat in a real life zoo, and I saw something like that, so I was like, okay, I'm going to add that, I will do that. So yeah, the Gharials have a lot of water in this section. They really love it. They have enough terrain to walk on. For me, it didn't feel that big, but if I looked at the stats for the Gharial, it was definitely big enough for them, and like it's humongous. So I added like I think 4 different Gharials in this habitat. So we have 1 male and I think 3 females. And at some point I was laughing so hard because in this zoo I have like that bug where the ring-tailed lemur, when they climb too high, I get the notification that an animal has escaped while they're not escaped. So I hope that will be fixed next week. And at some point I continuously heard the alarms of the emergency, and I was like, oh gee, those ring-tailed lemurs. But in fact, it were my Gharials that were sneakily escaping this habitat on the backside. So I added no fences there, but as soon as I realized that my female Gharials all escaped, I added the chain link fence on that side too. You don't really notice it that much, and it's not really the biome, the trees and stuff they like for their biome. but those are just the trees we have like surrounding the whole zoo. So in the end, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna live with that. Like, this is an area they use for the gharials, and they're not going to cut down any trees that were already there, like that idea behind it. And it's sandbox mode, so it's not really that bad, I guess. I do have to admit that one of my last videos, I told you guys that because this is the last episode where we do a habitat, we will do, I think, one more episode where we do a lot of fixing and stuff. And I mentioned like I might do a live stream with that to fix that. And I saw a lot of people asking for that, but I'm not really sure if that's a good thing to do because I already did a lot of stuff off camera, or at least I recorded it, so I can't really do that during a live stream. And the things I still do have to do are only like path edges and to clean those things up. So there's really nothing spectacular to do. And also someone asked like, can you maybe do the live stream and then do another tour? And I'm like, no, we already did a tour during a live stream, so I really want to save that for just a video without me being interrupted by talking to the chat, because then the video or the live stream would take much longer than it's supposed to. So I really want to keep that for the video, and that's why I don't feel like, okay, if I'm gonna do a live stream, it's gonna be me putting down a lot of fencing, a lot of rocks, and that's it. And I know already that a lot of people will ask like, can you do a zoo tour? But I'm not going to do a zoo tour, so I have to disappoint people. So I will save the zoo tour for a video, and I will save the fixing and like the facility buildings. Most of them, I think I only have one more facility building that I have to do, and the rest is really only cleaning up the paths, putting down bins, putting down benches, all those kind of small things. I just don't think it's very interesting to look at during a live stream. Like, I think it's more fun to see a live stream when you're really playing the game or creating a habitat, but in this case, it's just not interesting enough, I think, to do a live stream for. So yeah, the last episode will be just me, a lot of fixing, a lot of tweaking, and just, yeah, nothing interesting I can do still for a live stream because I already recorded a lot of stuff. And I'm just really happy how this is coming along. And I'm just so excited that it's just almost finished. I can't believe it. And I think we really achieved something really awesome here. I also saw someone asking, like, why didn't you make a boat ride in that river section? And I actually thought of that, but because of blame Mike Sheets, because of Mike Sheets, he made the Japanese macaque area, and there is no way I can tweak in a boat ride to go around the whole zoo, and the river bedding is in most spots just too small to have two different tracks around it so you can like rotate it or anything like that. So it's just not really doable to add a boat ride in here, also including the fact that I'm just not able to remove the water and added the terrain and stuff. So yeah, I actually really thought of that, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that then. And also because Planet Coaster, I still feel like it was yesterday that I built my Forbidden Jungle ride, and it's so much different though, because that was with like a lot of triggers and a lot of animatronic hippos and crocodiles and a lot of triggers, so that took a long time. And I think it's gonna be way different when you do it in Planet Zoo, but I think it's just because of Planet Coaster. I'm like, no, I want to build a zoo, I want to build habitats, I don't want to build a ride because I've played Planet Coaster now, so I don't want to do that. But obviously, in our next series, or one of our next series, we're gonna do the African Savannah with a Jeep ride. And I think in one of the next parks we're going to create, we're also going to use some other rides. So I think only Meilin Zoo will be rideless, but I think it's gonna be fine. And I think this zoo already turned out really great, so this is really promising for the rest of all our zoos we're going to create, because hey, we're not finished. Like, we're not finished with Planet Zoo at all, so I'm just super excited to start a new zoo for that. Also, someone asked me, or like a few people asked me, like, why don't you just expand this zoo? Why don't you add more animals? Why don't you add the Arctic animals to it? And to be honest, other than the fact that I feel like the zoo is just finished, obviously I have space to just make a bridge over the river section and continue the zoo. You guys can continue this zoo if you want to when I upload it to the workshop, but I also feel the game starts a little bit lagging. It's not super bad, but I think at some point you just have to stop before it gets really bad. Like, I have a pretty decent computer to run this game, but I already expect some people saying when they open this zoo, when they don't have like a monster computer, that they're like, oh my goodness, this game lags so much for me. So yeah, I think it's better to not make the zoos too big, just also for the sake of other people being able to still open the zoo and I being able to still build in it without any lagging or like delays and stuff when I open things. So yeah, I think this is just the perfect timing to stop with Meilin Zoo and to start something fresh and new, and I'm just really excited for that. So I just really hope you guys like that and it can accept that. So now, Koali Zoo, the second episode has dropped today at Mike Sheets' channel. I already shared a link on my community wall and on Twitter. If you haven't seen it yet, please do go and check it out. Me, Sofra, and Rudy Rankemel are in that video, obviously. And next week will be my turn, and I'm breaking my head about what to do, especially because Silverred and Mike Sheets are such incredible builders. So yeah, I'm just really nervous for it, but I'm gonna do my best. But I'm just already breaking my head, like, what am I gonna build? Is it going to be a polar bear habitat? Or am I gonna do a flamingo habitat? Or maybe even the gharial? I could do so many things, but I'm just super nervous, so I can't really think straight for it. I just really hope you guys will be supporting me during Koali Zoo the whole trip, because I'm just bloody nervous, but also very excited for it. Really looking forward to this collab and also to start building myself now in the zoo. So yeah, if you haven't yet, please go and check our collaboration in Planet Zoo out. And I'm gonna leave you guys with the rest of this speed build. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. Leave a like at the video if you guys enjoyed. And I really hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.